Africa has its norms and values, and that Africans should try and settle their disputes the African way.
In his published epoch-making BBC documentary, The Africans, A Triple Heritage, the veteran anthropologist and leading Africanist, Professor Ali Mazrui, also points out, before European colonization, there were indigenous African justice systems in which the protection of the innocent was the main focus rather than the punishment of the guilty. Victim focus rather than violent focus. There was a decisive shift from focus on the victim of a crime to focus on the suspect or culprit. Africa's indigenous justice systems also shifted from emphasis on safety to emphasis on guilt.
Edward Singate, on behalf of the graduates, said days are gone when the legal profession is restricted to the lucky few who can afford to travel and pay tuitions and accommodations abroad. He thanked President Jammeh for all the support rendered to them.
In fact, not only Gambians are making use of the Gambia Law School. Being called with us today is a Cameroonian national who has obtained an outstanding pass in the bar final examinations. And in the current batch, there are a number of foreign students who are following his footsteps. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it takes a visionary leader to build a nation, and we thank God for blessing our nation with a leader with not only the vision and foresight, but also the will and determination to go along with it.
Deputizing the President of the Republic and Chancellor of the University of the Gambia, the Vice President and Minister of Women's Affairs, Dr. Aja Aissatou Njie Seydi, told the graduating class to serve as a role model to the future and aspiring lawyers.
To earn the respect of others, you must first respect yourselves. You must therefore ensure that in your dealings with your clients, whether the state or individuals, you are honest, diligent, and the bane of the legal profession is a dishonest lawyer, or a lawyer who falls foul of the very law he or she is expected to uphold. The legal profession is too important an entity in society to be allowed to fall victim to greed and parochial interests. It is your duty, therefore, to uphold and defend the dignity of your profession in spite of all the pitfalls you may encounter in your practice. Remember that justice must not only be done, but must manifestly be seen to be done.
The first call to the bar ceremony of these locally trained lawyers is the celebration of the appreciation of knowledge and the attainment of academic goals, and above all, the creation of a legal profession. According to officials, most of these graduates were sponsored by President Jammeh, and it is now their turn to give back to the country and the Gambian people, for as the saying goes, to whom much is given, much is expected. Mama J, Grts.
Officials of the Gambia Tourism Board have hit the road to examine the conditions of tourism facilities in the countryside as part of a new strategy bent on transforming the hospitality industry. Ibrahim Jata reports that the stringent observance of regulations designed to augment service delivery has never been so essential.
Quiet and succulent surroundings, birds chirping amid thick undergrowths, picture postcard villages beside calming lakes and streams with great bends and curves, boosting the dynamics of the river Gambia. Welcome to the Gambia's countryside. Away from the crowds and noise of the city, it's the place to be for a truly complete local experience, discovering the charm of untouched cultures and composed environments.
This is the real Gambian life. It's nice to be on the beach for a while, but then you get bored of all the... It's busy, it's good, but then you come really inland, you meet the people, friendly people. And here, it's a nice hotel. You have a shower, toilet, good rooms, beautiful view on the river.
Really?
What else you want?
So you want This is precisely why authorities want to draw more attention in the outlying parts of the country, bolstering tourism in every nook and cranny of the smiling coast. From Barra to Fatota, officials made detailed inspections of all tourism facilities via a considered guideline sharply focused on raising standards. Everything was brought into view here as the tour party went on scrutinizing holiday resorts, lodgings, and hunting camps across the vast length of the interior.
The purpose of our trip is to, just like what you said, to look at the standards of the products that we have up country. At the same time, whatever we have seen that we think we can showcase for Destination Gambia, we will do it as Gambia Tourism Board.
Proprietors had to deal with a wide range of issues, beginning from their legal status, public health certification on proper food handling methods, right down to the cleanliness of lodgings. The situation wasn't the same in all facilities. While others endeavor to meet the highest standards in upkeep and service delivery, a number of guest houses are really behind. Miniature lodges unfit for occupation, fallen ceilings, century-old bed covers. Officials were especially concerned about the state of negligence and abandonment in several spots.
We foresee having the sort of arrival numbers that we've been longing for a long time. Now, what that means is when tourists come into this country, of course they would want to see different facilities, and we have to engage with the proprietors of some of these dilapidated facilities for them to upgrade them to the levels that we want it. Yes, it would not happen this season, it will not happen over the course of 2 seasons, but you know, with 3 seasons, I think it could be achieved.
The message was quickly driven home. Improve standards and observe rules or face the adverse effect of regulations, which most sorely means closing down your business.
If we develop up-country tourism, it means we are actually developing the Gambians, because most of the Gambians, even the Gambians that are staying in the Combos, urban area, are from the rural areas. So if we develop rural tourism, it means we are trying to develop Gambians themselves, and then we are going to stop what is called rural-urban drift.
Now, despite the few shortfalls, the countryside is the ideal location to indulge in a truly authentic Gambian experience, with luscious spots offering a distinct product especially appealing for adventurers and nature enthusiasts. What a sight! That's the first thing that comes to one's mind when you behold a sight like this. It's beautiful, charming, and lovely. Landscapes like this is why authorities want to bolster and bring more tourism to the hinterland.
It shows us what the potential is and what the possibilities are, and it also tells us that there's a lot that needs to be done in terms of that aspiration of promoting Gambian tourism.
Most resorts in the outlying areas are sizably structured, with traditional designs affecting an unfailing local touch, immediately relaxing and fulfilling. Here tourists can enjoy leisure cruises on the navigable river with its rich biodiversity. And above all, rates are much lower and affordable in the interior, where scores of resorts and camps offer a vast variety of delights for all kinds of holiday makers. Ibrahim Jata, GRTS.
Proposal for the National Appropriate Mitigation Action Plan for the country's agricultural sector is the focus of a 3-day validation exercise convened by the Department of Water Resources in partnership with the Ministry of Forestry and the African Development Bank. The project, when implemented, is expected to enhance energy efficiency, sustain agricultural capacities, and boost horticultural activities, especially in the upper and central river regions. Babukar Senghor has the details.
Recent years, with emphasis on 2009, 2010 and 2011, the upper and central river regions in the country experienced a series of severe flash floods. These events led to serious living conditions for residents of the areas and also massively affected crop production. It is due to happenings of these types that the Department of Water Resources, alongside the Ministry of Forestry and the Environment, with national and international consultants and the African Development Bank, held a 3-day validation exercise on the development of the nationally appropriate mitigation action in the agricultural sector of the country. The development of this $14 million project is geared towards supporting farming communities of the central and upper river regions of the country on issues related to the reduction of the emission of greenhouse gases from crop production, animal husbandry, and horticultural activities. It is anticipated that the project, when thoroughly funded and implemented, will lead to the enhancement of sustainable development in the CRR and URR, thereby particularly meeting food and nutrition security.
The project will also enhance sustainable development in the 2 administrative regions and produce development spillovers at the national level. It is hoped that food